Hi there, this is Chris Newmarker. I'm Executive Editor of MassDevice, Medical Design Outsourcing, and other life sciences publications at WTWH Media. Well, it's coming near to the end of 2022, and we're going to go over some of the top stories that got interest from you, our audience, on MassDevice. It's the Newmarkers Newsmakers of 2022. We're going to start out with brain-computer interfaces. We have this nice roundup of brain-computer interface companies to know on MassDevice. The space has definitely gotten a lot of attention of late because of Elon Musk and his Neuralink company, but there are a lot of other companies doing some really interesting work in the space. For example, Synchron has a BCI that's delivered to the brain via catheter. It's kind of like a stent-like BCI that goes inside a blood vessel. And you also got BlackRock Neurotech. It's been involved in BCIs for quite some time at this point. And they've recently had a next-gen BCI called NeuroLace. It's basically kind of looks like a piece of lace, So a lot going on. I think we'll see a lot as we go into 2023. Another, big story. I mean, surgical robotics was already a hot space and it's just gotten even more interesting in 2022. I'm really excited to see what kind of developments we see next year. There's just a whole host of companies, large and small, that are looking to take on, Intuitive, which is, the dominant company in the soft tissue surgical robotics space. You have 16 surgical robotic companies you need to know on MassDevice. Got another roundup with 8 more, including CMR Surgical here, which recently announced a partnership with J&J to sell its Versius robot in select markets in Europe and South America. In other news, we have Bloomberg reporting that Siemens Healthineers and GE Healthcare have some interest in some of the units that Medtronic is looking to separate out from the company. Medtronic's kind of like looking to streamline its portfolio. It's also working with DaVita to start a kidney care company. There was some talk that perhaps they would spin off the diabetes business, but for now, Medtronic is sticking with that business and working through problems the FDA listed off in a warning letter for diabetes, and we'll see what's next over there. Oh, and we had the biggest acquisition of the year was J&J's $16.6 billion acquisition of Abiomed. There was a lot of talk with J&J spinning off its consumer business that would want to acquire something big in Medtech, kind of right-size it with the pharma business. Some rumors that it could be Boston Scientific, but J&J opted for another Massachusetts-based company, Abiomed, with technology including like its catheter-delivered heart pumps. Analysts think that this is a really nice addition to the, kind of the cardiological device portfolio that J&J has, including their Biosense Webster electrophysiology business. And then, the top story, MedTech story of the year really was the, Philips respiratory devices recall. Just even more problems, coming out around that recall, which involves millions of devices with, potential sound abatement foam degradation, potential additional problems with, magnetic clips on headgear. I mean, with the sound abatement foam recall, there's already been thousands of reports into FDA, including more deaths, listed in some of those reports. So, here's to hoping that, the situation, improves with that recall in 2023. And if you want to find out more about these top trends and much more, well, check out the top 10 MedTech news trends of 2022 on MassDevice, which goes right to our Device Talks Weekly podcast, where our whole editorial team was discussing MedTech trends of the year. There's just a lot to discover. And I just want to thank you for getting your MedTech news insights from MassDevice, MDO, our Device Talks events and podcasts, and much more. I would encourage you to like, follow, and subscribe to MassDevice. And here's to a great 2023. Thanks again for being a wonderful audience.